sometimes the best things come from the worst timing. And I honestly feel like sometimes we don't talk about the unexpected blessings that come from being present. Even in unfortunate circumstances, even in circumstances that we don't want to be in at all, there's always a lesson and there's always some good that we can find in those circumstances. And I feel like that's just that gratitude and that presence, that moment of being present in time, wipes away a lot, or I can't say a lot, but it wipes away some of the stress that's associated with that circumstance that we're in. Because I know y'all probably going through it. I feel like we're all going through it. I feel like we're all dealing with something that we don't want to deal with. We're doing a job that we don't want to work. We're dealing with people that we don't want to deal with. And being able to be present and finding that moment of gratitude can really kind of flip the situation and kind of give you that boost and lift your spirit in a way that's needed for you to move through that and move forward and become a better person from it. And I think that's just important because there's so much stuff pulling at us. There's so much stuff trying to pull us down. And it's the only way that we can get ourselves through this is by trying to reframe or trying to look at things from a different lens and a different perspective. Right? I'm not saying ignore what's going on. I'm not saying your problems are going to disappear. I'm not saying that job you don't like is going to disappear. That person that you can't stand is going to disappear. I'm not saying ignore those circumstances. What I'm saying, look at them. Sometimes just look at them from a different perspective. And this first hit me when I was working the other day. It's a hard job. I don't like doing it. This is not something I would have done, but it's something that I realized is helping me grow. And it's something I realized even within my day, I stopped and I was able to find beauty in something that I was hating at the time. Right? I was hating it. I woke up that morning and it was, back to the same thing again. I wasn't looking forward to it. But I remember I caught myself multiple times throughout the day, like even on the drive, even driving on the road, I was looking around, just looking at how beautiful everything was. I was taking a moment to embrace my surroundings and embrace the beauty, embrace nature. You feel me? Embrace the autonomy that, yeah, even though I don't like this job and I would rather not be doing it, I still get a moment of having some control. You get what I'm saying? It's one of those things where I'm not being micromanaged. I still have the time to decide how my day is going, if I want to stop and do something, if I want to make a video. Those were the small things that I would have never expected on paper in a job description. I would have never seen those benefits that come with that. I would have never been able to see those pros that come within that job or within this position. It was just something that I had to discover and I had to embrace by stopping and pausing for a second and just being grateful for where I was at, even though I was going through this and I hated every second of it. There was this 1 second where I looked around. It was a beautiful morning. It was such a beautiful drive. I was grateful for physical ability, right? It's a hard, demanding job. It's a physical job, but I was like, I'm so grateful that my body is able to do this. I'm so grateful that I can move. I'm so grateful that I'm not in the house. I'm not bedrotting like I was just a few months ago. Even if I'm doing a job that I hate, these are the pros that I would have never expected to come from this. When you look at a job, you're looking at, we're here for the paycheck. But these are the hidden benefits that are there that can lift you, that can boost you up, that can make you grow. If you stop and you pause for a second and you be present and you don't get, you don't let your mind flow with too much negativity. You're not stuck too much in the past, wishing you could go back to old circumstances. You're not stuck too far in the future, wishing that you could change the circumstances that you're in, but you're present in that moment. These are the things that you can take away from it. And I just think it's super, super important for the mental health. It's one of those things where it's the only thing that can keep you going. You feel me? If you're just stuck in all of the negativity of the situation, how are you going to have any of the power or the drive to move forward and get through it? It's not going to come out of nowhere. You have to create it for yourself. You've got to use this framework of thinking and trying to, put gratitude first, put presence first, put being in the moment first, right? After you're done stressing about the problems and venting and complaining about it, again, I'm not saying don't do that. We're human. We got to get that out the way too. But after that, we get back to this moment of clarity and this moment of presence. And, again, it's things that aren't on the surface. It was one thing where I was switching gyms. I was going from like Planet Fitness to The Y or something. I think it was going to be like, $30, $40 a month increase. And I was like, damn, I'm not really trying to pay it. But again, what are the benefits, the hidden benefits that were coming with that I didn't see, that I didn't notice? Right? I thought it was just, okay, I'm switching gyms, I'm gonna have access to better equipment. But there was hidden benefits to it, hidden pros to it, like the fact that a very good friend of mine was going there. You get what I'm saying? I didn't know that our relationship was gonna be able to flourish and rekindle the way that it was able to just from switching gyms, right? I was worried about how much more money I was gonna spend. I didn't know that the benefits and there was gonna be moments where I could look back and be grateful for reconnecting with such an important person in my life, and being able to grow and being able to have that accountability and being able to have that support system, all from making a switch, right? I was worried about, damn, I got to spend $30 to $40 more a month, but I didn't know that was going to come with such tremendous benefits and things that were helping me improve and helping me grow as a person. I wasn't aware of that until that situation came. And then when that situation came, I was able to stop. I was able to be present, and I was able to be grateful for everything that came with that situation. Right? I could have been stuck on just the negative, oh, I'm spending, this is a little bit more than what I was spending before. I could have been stuck on that. I could have been stuck on the fact that they close, Planet Fitness might be 24 hours. I could have been stuck on the fact that the Y closes at 9 o'clock. But stopping for a second and being able to just take in the good with the bad, taking the bad with the good. You feel me? It's a yin and yang. It's a balance of everything. And you never want to be too far into that negativity, right? And I understand how it feels to be there because I was there. Just a couple months ago, I was there. But it's always been a thing for me, and I don't know, this is why I'm trying to help others implement it through the framework of thinking, through the framework of this perspective. Again, I'm not saying change completely because it's human to go through all of these. It's human to take the bad with the good, right? The good doesn't just come by itself. You got to take the bad with it. I'm not saying get rid of that. But I'm challenging everybody to try to come back to a moment of being human, because we're going to have a spectrum. You feel me? The mood is going to, we're going to go from hating one thing to loving life again. And when those moments appear, embrace those moments, because that's what you're going to be using as drive. That's what you're going to be using as fuel to get you over the hump and to get you to where you're trying to go, and to put you in a position where you can change those circumstances so it's even less of the negativity and more of the positivity. It's going to be even less of the low mood and more of the high mood when you're more in control and you're in the driver's seat of your life and you're in the driver's seat of your circumstances because you were able to push through. So, yeah, man, the gratitude is not about ignoring your problems, right? It's about finding peace where you are, right? If you're having a bad day, I'm not saying pretend that doesn't exist, but you could be having a bad day with a beautiful sunrise. You get what I'm saying? You could have a bad day and still have a great conversation with somebody you love and somebody you care about and somebody that makes a difference in your life, or somebody that drives you to become a better person every day. Right, so both things can be true at the same time. It's just a matter of, are we putting weight on that negativity, or are we putting weight on those good circumstances, the things that bring us a smile, you feel me? The things that are genuine, because they both happen at the same time. So I challenge y'all to do that, man. Make sure those moments that come up, and I stopped. I have it in my notes. Let's even take it a step further. I'm gonna keep it a whole being with y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100% with y'all. I got it in my notes. I didn't have my journal on me, but here it is right here. Stop. When you had that moment, stop and literally write it down if you have to. Stop and literally journal it if you have to, because these are the only ways it's going to cement into your mind, where it's going to become a habit. These are the only ways to make this framework something automatic that your mind does, is by getting the reps in and doing it and cementing it. Don't rely on memory to be like, damn, I remember 2 weeks ago at 7:30 a.m. I was looking, and it was such a beautiful morning. I was enjoying my cup of coffee and I was being grateful for being alive. Don't rely on memory. Write it down. You get what I'm saying? Write it down. And that's the power of journaling, whether you're putting it in a journal, whether you're making quick videos, whether you're making voice memos. They make a difference. My bad, the camera stopped recording. But they make a difference because you're tallying up all of those small wins. And your subconscious is going to capture onto that. Your subconscious is going to start looking for those automatically by itself. You're not going to have to do that. You're not going to have to force it anymore, because now it's going to be something that the brain's doing. You're literally rewiring your brain. That's what the framework is rewiring your perception of reality, your mindset, your brain, your entire lens of life is rewiring it. And it just comes from being able to express everything in a moment of confusion, in a moment where the emotion is overcoming you, and then getting it out so that when you're at a time of baseline, you can reflect on it, you can read through it, you can listen back to it, you can watch it back, whatever it may be, and you can learn from exactly how you felt in the moment, because you and your mind are going to be the ultimate teacher to whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. I don't want to preach too much, but basically, I wrote down in that moment, I stopped in that moment, and I was saying, literally, it started by saying, on the bright side, this has exposed me to some beautiful things and sent me on some new adventures. I have some beautiful morning drives and some feel-good endorphins from the sunlight and the exercise that I'm getting while I'm working. I was able to enjoy the weather before it was blistering heat. I get to stumble across new people and places that I've never seen. I run into some cool and interesting things, and I really get to be present in the world and appreciate the things around me in between the annoying and the hard work. And I ended off by saying there was and I also mentioned that I saw 3 Aston Martins and a Bentley in the parking lot that was across from me. That was kind of crazy. But even that is just, looking around, appreciating the things that are around you, and being present in that moment. And I ended off by saying today was a great day, though. Lots of moments I stopped and enjoyed life. And the day wasn't so bad. It ended up being a pretty decent day. Even though the day started very dark. You feel me? The day was foggy. I wasn't looking forward to driving in those conditions. I wasn't looking forward to the physical demands of the job. And then, pretty much every morning starts by me saying I'm about to quit. It's only been a couple weeks, but pretty much every morning starts by me saying I'm about to quit. So for me to go from that in the morning to that in the afternoon it just shows you the balance that I'm talking about. It shows you the balance that I'm talking about. And then you can make the decision, what's more constructive for me to move forward with? Is it more constructive for me to go back to saying, no, I'd rather feel how I was feeling in the morning when I said I hate this job and I hate my circumstances and I'm pissed at myself for getting myself here, and I had such good opportunities that I mishandled or that I took advantage of, and I hate that I'm in this position? Or is it more productive for me to take away what I just read to you guys and use that to move forward, and use that to motivate me, and use that to go home and say, maybe the next day will go just as well as that last one did, or maybe I'll continue to be exposed to beautiful places, people, and things, and I'll have another adventure that I can look forward to. The choice will be yours at that point. You feel me? If you put the work in and you do that, and you have both that you can look at, I'm leaving the choice up to you. I'm not telling you exactly what to do. But the choice is up to us. So at that point, you go ahead and do that. Your mind will choose which one works best from you, and all you can do is implement those practices and see how they work. So yeah, man, I challenge y'all to do that. I challenge y'all to find the hidden benefits, find the hidden pros in the situation, find the good in the situation, and when you do it, document it, write it down, capture it, remember it, solidify it, and then look back and compare it against the other things. So make sure y'all leave a like, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Subscribe if y'all want to see more videos like this. I'm really trying to keep this going, you feel me? So make sure y'all engage, drop a comment, drop a like, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.